I really do not even know where to start. I am here because I need answers. There are times when I just wake up at night and I sit in the dark. As for now, I really do not mind even if I see the ghost of my late husband. Yes, it really scares me a lot whenever I see his ghost walking around in the bedroom. Sometimes he comes and he sleeps right next to me. It is a terrifying thing when it happens. When I say that I wake up and I see the spirit of my late husband, do not get me wrong. It's not like I would be fully awake. It's like I am dreaming, but the things that are happening, they feel so real. I can see him walking around, but not like the way that we walk. When my late husband's ghost come into the bedroom, when he walks, he floats in the air. You can see him at point A. Then a second later, he is at point B on the bed at the door. That is how scary it gets. And usually when I see him, if it happens that the light is on, even the TV, it will start to flicker. Then I will know that he is around. I just need help. Why are all of these things happening to me? My name is Aya. I am a South African woman born and bred in Soweto. And for 11 years, I gave my life to a man from Malawi. I'll call him Isaac. Me and Isaac, we met, it was in the year 2012. I remember when I met him, he was selling on the side of the road. People used to mock me when they said, Aya, you are a beautiful Zulu girl. Why are you dating a foreigner who has nothing? Let me rewind a bit. Before that, I used to judge some other women that dated guys that were not from our tribe. I said it can give you spiritual problems later on in life. But then I had a very big heartbreak. Imagine, I saw my baby daddy. He was kissing my mom, even though they refused and they said that it was the start of their relationship. They had not yet slept with each other. When it happened, I had gone to work. When I was at work then, they told me that I could take a day off after working until 10 a.m. I was not feeling so well. I had been vomiting. I was thinking that I was pregnant by then. All that I did after the heartbreak was to take a lot of brain pars, and then I went on my period. So I don't know if I was pregnant or not. I arrived home. Usually I would shout when I would enter into the yard. And on that day, I just felt lazy because I was a little bit weak. I entered into the house. They did not even expect that I was going to be back. My mom was sitting on her couch and my baby daddy was kneeling in front of him. She had her legs wide open and my mom was grabbing him, pulling him towards her as they were kissing. It was the most heartbreaking thing that could ever happen to you as a woman. So I then made a vow to myself that it was far much better that I look for a man whom I could upgrade. Maybe that man will treat me much more better. That is how I ended up with Isaac. In him, I saw a man that could provide for me. He was working 3 jobs at once. We started staying together in Soweto as well. We built everything from zero, no bank loan, nothing. We could not afford anything. We just stayed in our lane and everything worked so nice. By 2018, we had finally bought this house in Gauteng. I remember the day when we finally processed everything. It was so amazing, but the house was big and we did not have proper furniture. We were so happy. 2 years later, we bought the taxi. The taxi was the core of our business, doing long distance, going to KZN, a 16-seater. And Isaac, he loved this taxi and he said that we are going to build an empire. This taxi is juniors university degree fees. It meant that we were going to keep the taxi and make it work, and we would buy more taxis and build a big taxi business, an empire for our son. Isaac was a good man. I won't lie. He was perfect. He loved me. He protected me as well from his relatives, because the relatives, they started to come into the picture the moment that we called the sister to come and visit us. You know, in-laws, they believe that the man is the one who has been working, and they think that all the wealth belongs to him. When she came, I realized that I had made a mistake. This woman, she now saw me as a gold digger. She was not there when I picked up her brother in the street, when I protected him, knowing that he was not properly documented, when I agreed to get married to him so that he can have papers to stay and work in South Africa. And I knew that she hated me because of the way that she would look at me as if she just wanted to catch me doing something wrong. She would ask me, "Oh, you don't go to drink alcohol?" I heard that a lot of South African women, they love to go and drink alcohol, and their men, they stay behind and the men take care of the kids. I was like, is that the thing that you are seeing in my house? We would be like shouting at each other, and she was very rude at me at all the times, such that she would speak with me in Chichewa, words that I could not even understand, but he was always defending me. His mother and the brothers as well, they looked at me as if I was a gold digger, even though I was the one who helped Isaac to get his first permit. They just did not like me. No matter how good I tried to be to them, they would just say nasty stuff about me. Everything was fine until December of 2023. Isaac, he had a heart attack. He complained of a headache, and he was gone. By the next Sunday, he was in a coffin. It was too fast. It was a heart attack. 11 years of marriage, it was all gone. I thought about the way that my husband had passed away. The grief was killing me. Going to bed alone was so empty. The real nightmares started the day after the funeral. Isaac's relatives, they came here. When they came, they collected some stuff from the grave, like soil as well as some stones from the grave, and they said that they were going to take the spirit back to Malawi. I know more about ancestors, and I said, if you are collecting his spirit, we had a son together. His spirit is supposed to protect his own son here in South Africa where he is buried. And they said that you are lucky that he is buried here in South Africa. We did not want that to happen. And they kept on asking me about the house, the taxi. They wanted everything. It was even bad until my brothers got involved in the issue, because they wanted a Malawian guy to come and collect the taxi, and the taxi can go to Malawi. I was refusing. They were like, there is a lot of business that you can do. We have people that regularly buy stuff in South Africa and they bring the stuff to Malawi. How about you start to use this taxi so that it can bring those groceries to Malawi? I knew that once it crossed the border out of South Africa, then it is gone. So I refused. They would come and threaten me, telling me that I had done what I wanted with their relative and I had killed their relative. Now it was time for payback. They wanted what they thought belonged to their relative. I would fight with them. My brothers got involved. The taxi was then parked in our village back home in KZN. And here is the part that is making me to lose my mind. I can't sleep for more than 2 hours a night. I sleep and I wake up. If I sleep for 2 hours, I wake up for an hour and I will be having a terrible headache. Isaac is coming to me, like I told you. He comes to me almost on a nightly basis without fail. His time, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 10 p.m. That is the time when he comes to me. And when I feel something moving on top of the roof, then I know that Isaac is going to come to me. What happens when I see him? I will be lying in bed, paralyzed with fear, unable to wake up or to do anything. He stands looking at me and he does not talk to me. One day he opened his mouth. What I saw inside of his mouth, it was quite terrible. There is someone that cut off his tongue. He opened his mouth because he wanted to see me, that he can't speak to me because he does not have a tongue anymore. Another time he came to me and he opened his mouth, and I saw that inside his mouth there was a white cotton that was packed in there as if they were trying to block his voice. He does not fight with me. That is what makes me to feel scared and to wonder what is going on with this spirit. He does not fight me. He does not shout. He does not even try to hurt me. He just looks at me, sleeps beside me. It is quite scary, the things that I am talking about. I don't even wish my worst enemy to see a living ghost, because even if I try to scream at him, throwing salt, saying, Isaac, go away, why are you doing this to us? He does not answer. He looks at me. Then when he starts to cry, the whole room would be filled with blood. It is very heartbreaking, and he can't scream because he does not have a tongue, and his voice, it's like they stole his voice. I don't know what is going on in my life anymore. My sisters, when I told them, they told me that I must be careful. They said that maybe my husband is haunting me because he wants me to give his family what they want. But I don't believe that. Isaac, the man that I loved, the man that loved Junior, his son, too much for him to want him to be on the street. This is his blood. But if it is the way that I am thinking, why does he cry to me? Why is he in pain? Is he being punished there in the spiritual realm in Malawi? The worst part is that my son, Junior, has started seeing him too. My son came to me one night and he said that he saw his daddy when he wanted to go to the bathroom. And he told me that when he left his bedroom, that was when he saw his father. The father was standing in the hallway just crying, and there was blood that was flowing on the tiles. And I heard my son screaming, running towards my bedroom. I don't know what am I supposed to do. Even if I am walking around, I feel that there is a spirit that follows me wherever I go to. Ever since my husband passed away, there is no man that has ever proposed love to me. People say that I need to go to Malawi to get some muti, and if you are dating a man from Malawi, there are things that we do not understand in South Africa, the way that they bury their relatives, the rituals that they do. So when I fought with my in-laws, it's like they trapped the spirit of their relative so that he can come and haunt me. I really do not even know what I am doing. I feel like I am really losing my mind. I sometimes call my in-laws in Malawi so that we can discuss. They say that they want me to sell the house, then we can divide the share. They want me to give them the taxi so that they can use that taxi. It can carry Malawians that stay here in South Africa when they go back to their country. They say that we can do it share, like 50-50. But what if this taxi goes there and it never returns back to South Africa? What am I going to do? It is very weird, the things that are happening in my life. The taxi that me and my husband bought when he was still alive, it did not have any problems at all because we bought it at a dealership. But soon after the relatives had returned back to their country, there was one funny incident that happened. Isaac's elder brother, he called me. When he called me, he started to talk to me in Chichewa. as he was talking to me, I said, speak in English. That was when I had someone that was beating the drums, those traditional drums. But this person that was beating the traditional drums, he was not like they in Malawi. It was as if he was with me in the lounge, because I was sleeping in the lounge. I was feeling hot. I just wanted to rest. And I felt as if there was someone that was with me that was busy beating the drums. I have suffered. I don't know why these people are even tormenting me. I once went to see a prophet. This prophet is the one that gave me an idea to look for someone from outside of the country who can help me with some rituals in order to make the spirit of my late husband to rest, because I feel like he has not rested. He is alive somewhere, and he is being used by his relatives to haunt me. If there is anyone who can assist me, I don't want those people that love to charge money. I want someone that knows what they are talking about. I don't want those ones that will say, pay for a miracle. I want a true prophet who will tell me what is wrong. Already there is bad blood between me and my mother. Do you think that my mother is the one that bewitched me? Because is it not witchcraft to catch your mom sitting and she is kissing your baby daddy? Is there witchcraft that is worse than that? So one of my cousin, but this cousin, I can't trust her advice, because already she hated my mother. And when she heard this story that I had caught my mother about to sleep with my baby daddy, then my cousin sister told me that my mother, she is a witch. She used to have dreams about my mother flying on a broom, trying to bewitch him, and she is the reason as to why all of her relationships, they fail. Whenever she gets into a relationship, it does not last. It is something that is also spiritual that happens to this sister of mine. Once she gets into a relationship, the relationship won't even last for more than 2 weeks. Once she sleeps with that guy, the guy would want nothing to do with him. So I don't know if it is just that these men that she is dating, they don't share the same feelings with her, or is my mom to be blamed? I really need advice. I'll be following through in the comment section. If you know any traditional healer that can assist me to cleanse me from the spirit of my husband who has been haunting me, I would be grateful. I am honest with you. I will be very grateful, because right now, my life, it is just a total mess. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us try to speak with our dear sister in the comment section. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Can you imagine? She's saying that she is always seeing the ghost of her late husband. What might be the reason as to why she sees the ghost of her late husband? Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Let us meet again in the following episode.